My name is Gary McGeely, high school practice leader for the Leader in Me. We're extremely excited to be launching our very first teen leadership series entitled QuaranTEENed. Today's topic is trust. Our guest speaker today is Miss Nyla. Nyla, over to you.
Awesome. So more specifically about trust, how would you all build or maintain trust to promote leadership?
Well, I think that as a leader, I feel like you need to start out with having good character before you can really get others to trust you, because we always hear about like having fake trust within an organization, and that doesn't really work out. So I feel like the why you're doing something and who you really are as a person is really important before you really try to build trust with others. So having self-trust and knowing that you can take care of what you need to take care of.
I feel like with trust, you have to build relationships, like individual relationships, so that you can have like just trust within each other.
I think if you don't build a trust with the people that you're leading, you won't get anything accomplished. You might think you're doing such a great job, but if none of the people you're leading trust you at all, you can't get anything done or accomplished. So you have to build up those relationships with each person that you're leading.
I agree with what all of you are saying. I think kind of like what Divine was trying to say, I think trust is more of an inside-out concept. We have to trust ourselves before we can really inspire trust in others. And how you do that, you have to build up your own character. You have to make sure you have integrity, and you have to make sure that you're a trustworthy person, and then you can start to build those relationships.
I think that's all really cool, and I could agree with it. So what do you all think it takes to be trustworthy, and what are your thoughts about trust itself?
I feel like to be trustworthy, especially like being a leader, you are one that people rely on, and they have to be able to like get the job done, like to just be the person to lead them. Like they have to put all their trust into you so they can trust themselves.
I think that you need to be able to get what you need to get done first, like we're talking about with self-trust. If you think about it in groups, whenever we get into group assignments, I feel like we know together based on how they've done their own work. So it's easier to trust somebody who turns in everything on time and does what they're supposed to do versus somebody who doesn't. So I feel like it really begins with how you're viewed and how you take care of what you need to take care of. It's very hard for me to go in front of a group and expect to lead them when I can't get what I need to get done, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Me personally, my thoughts about trust alone, I think it's the base of everything. I think you need trust to do absolutely everything, anything and everything. And to start something great, it begins with trust. So those are my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nyla. Like, if you think about it, trust is so big, and I feel like people think it's abstract when really, if you think about it, like with credit, for example, your credit score is based on how trustworthy you are. Like, everything really does come back to if you're a trustworthy person and if you can be depended on to get what you need to get done.
I like what you all were saying, because trust really is, it's super measurable. And I know something that Mr. McGeary was talking about a little bit ago was how, like, when you don't notice trust is there, but you do notice when it's absent, and you do notice when it's gone, because things start to slow down and costs go up. And so because of that, you really have to have good trusting relationships.
I think, trust can be applied, and it's seen different in different ways, a lot of different areas. So like for me, I play football, and you have to rely on your teammates to do their role on each play so that that play is successful. Or maybe let's say you're running a business, you have to rely on each person to do the part so the business is profitable and successful. Trust really is a vital part in every sort of teamwork possible situation. So it's really, as Nyla was saying, the foundation of everything that makes the gears work.
Yeah, and that's really important to mention. I also think that if you look at it, like, you have to be able to rely on those people to get it done, and that all goes back to what we were saying with character. Like, you can't fake trust, and a lot of people try to do that, but at the end of the day, if you look back, when somebody was reliable and when they did it just to show off, for example. So it's something that you really can't fake. It has to be true. It has to be real. It's just really important, and it can't be fake at all.
Agreed. So to close it out, do you all have any high trust versus low trust relationships that you would like to compare?
For me, it's definitely my parents. It's the number one, like, high trust relationships I have. With anything that I need, I know that they have my back and they have the best interest for me and whatever that I need to get done. And the same way with them and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? They trust me to be responsible with my grades, my academics, and all the other things that come in life. So I think that's a really high trust relationship that is beneficial for both of us, both parents and me.
I think, like, if we even look at an example that we all know of, if you're in a group project with, like, your friends who get work done, it's way easier to get things done than when you're in a group with people who don't turn in what they're supposed to turn in. Because at the end of the day, they're going to take care of it and we'll put it all together, versus do I have to do their role to make sure we get this done? And you can really tell when there's trust and when there's not.
I agree. I think that actions speak louder than words. And so when you're trying to build trust with people, you definitely have to prove that you're a trustworthy person and prove that you all have to do your actions. Otherwise, things won't get done. And so I think that's really one of the main differences between high trust and low trust relationships. Goes back to, like, your experiences before with those people or with that person. And it's really hard to gain trust back. If you've lost someone's trust, it's really hard to get it back. And so that's why it's imperative that you start, like, really strong from the beginning through your actions and through your behavior with those people.
That's so true, because when I think of high trust versus low trust, I like to compare. I cheer. So for my second year cheer, it was the greatest year. I trusted my team. We trusted each other, and we did really well. We all grew. We started off the season with barely any skills, and then we ended getting second in state. And you could just tell that we trusted each other, and that allowed us to thrive. Then my most recent year cheer, it was new for all of us because we were all freshmen. And so we didn't necessarily trust everyone on the team, not because they were mean or anything, just because we didn't know them. We didn't have that past experience with them. So it's a lot harder to grow. And so I can tell the higher trust that you have with somebody, the more that you can grow, the more that you can thrive. So, yeah. But that was Braden, do you have anything to say? Okay. So that was a really thoughtful discussion, but Mr. McGee, would you like to finish it out?
I would. Thank you very much, everybody. It's a joy to sit back and listen to you guys, and I just appreciate it so much. So here's the things with a lot of great takeaways. First one I heard that really trust starts with me. This word of integrity and trustworthiness. I love the fact that Divine said you cannot fake trust. And then some people give the illusion sometimes that they're a trusting person, but maybe that character piece is in question. You cannot fake it. And then third, I just was putting down you just talking about how trust is evident in every situation, every relationship, every organization. And when you have high trust, how things go a lot smoother and quicker. And then when you have trust issues, things tend to slow down. So I just think of listening to one of the quotes from Dr. Covey. He said, you can't talk your way out of something you behave yourself into. So once again, my friends, great job. Thank you so much. We'll see you all next week. Have a great week. Stay healthy.